Hi! Welcome to Holy Time TV. Before we start, smash that subscribe button for more videos like this in the future. Chapter 4: The First Principle in the Science of Getting Rich. Thought is the only power which can produce tangible riches from the formless substance. The stuff from which all things are made is a substance which thinks, and a thought of form in the substance produces the form. Holding the idea of a circling system of suns and worlds, it takes the form of these bodies, and moves them as it thinks. Thinking the form of a slow-growing oak tree, it moves accordingly, and produces the tree, though centuries may be required to do the work. The thought of a house of a certain construction, if it were impressed upon formless substance, might not cause the instant formation of the house. No thought of form can be impressed upon original substance without causing the certain of the form. Man is thinking center, and can originate thought. All the forms that man fashions with his hands must first exist in his thought. He cannot shape a thing he has thought that thing. To summarize this, there is a thinking stuff from which all things are made, and which, in its original state, permeates, penetrates, and fills the interspaces of the universe. A thought, in this substance, produces the thing that is imaged by the thought. Man can form things in his thou hgt, and, by impressing his thought upon formless substance, can cause the things he thinks about to be created. To do things in a way you want to do them, you will have to acquire the ability to think the way you want to think. This is the first step toward getting rich. To think what you want to think is to think truth, regardless of appearances. There is no labor from which most people shrink as they do from that of sustained and consecutive thought. It is the hardest work in the world. To think health when surrounded by the appearances of disease, or to think riches when in the midst of appearances of poverty, requires power. But he who acquires this power becomes a mastermind. He can conquer fate. He can have what he wants. I repeat them here. There is a thinking stuff from which all things are made, and which, in its original state, permeates, penetrates, and fills the interspaces of the universe. A thought, in this substance, produces the thing that is imaged by the thought. Man can form things in his thou hgt, and, by impressing his thought upon formless substance, can cause the things he thinks about to be created. You must lay aside all other concepts of the universe than this monistic one. And you must dwell upon this until it is fixed in your mind, and has become your habitual thou hgt. Read these creed statements over and over again. Fix every word upon your memory, and meditate upon them until you firmly believe what they say. If a doubt comes to you, cast it aside as a sin. The science for getting rich begins with the absolute acceptance of this faith. Chapter 5: Increasing Life. You must get rid of the last vestige of the old idea that there is a deity whose will it is that you should be poor, or whose purpose may be served by keeping you in poverty. In order to know more, do more, and be more, we must have more. We must have things to use, for we learn, and do, and become, only by using things. We must get rich, so that we can live more. That which makes you want more money is the same as that which makes the plant grow. It is life, seeking fuller expression. The one substance desires to live more in you. Hence it wants you to have all the things you can use. It is the desire of God that you should get rich. He wants you to get rich because he can express himself better through you if you have plenty of things to use in giving him expression. He can live more in you if you have unlimited command of the means of life. The universe desires you to have everything you want to have. Nature is friendly to your plans. Everything is naturally for you. Make up your mind that this is true. It is essential, however, that your purpose should harmonize with the purpose that is in all. The individual really lives only when he performs every function, physical, mental, and spiritual, of which he is capable, without excess in any. You do not want to get rich solely for the good of others, to lose yourself for the salvation for mankind, to experience the joys of philanthropy and sacrifice. Get rid of the idea that God wants you to sacrifice yourself for others, and that you can secure his favor by doing so. God requires nothing of the kind. What he wants is that you should make the most of yourself, and for others. And can help others more by making the most of yourself than in any other way. You can make the most of yourself only by getting rich. So it is right and praiseworthy that you should give your first and best thought to the work of acquiring wealth. Intelligent substance will make things for you, but it will not take things away from someone else and give them to you. You must get rid of the thought of competition. You are to create, not to compete for what is already created. You are to become a creator, not a competitor. You are going to get what you want, but in such a way that when you get it, every other man will have more than he has now. Rockefeller, Carnegie, Morgan, et al. Have been the unconscious agents of the Supreme in the necessary work of systematizing and organizing productive industry. And in the end, their work will contribute immensely toward increased life for all. Remember, if you are to become rich in a scientific and certain way, you must rise entirely out of the competitive thought. Know that the money you need will come, even if it is necessary for 1,000 men to be the discovery of new gold mines tomorrow. Never get afraid that you will lose what you want because some other person beats you to it. That cannot possibly happen. There is a thinking stuff from which all things are made, and which, in its original state, permeates, penetrates, and fills the interspaces of the universe. A thought, in this substance, produces the things that is imaged by the thought. Man can form things in his thought, and, by impressing his thought upon formless substance, can cause the thing he thinks about to be created. Chapter 6: How Riches Come to You. Give every man more in use value than you take from him in cash value. Then you are adding to the life of the world by every business transaction. You can so organize your business that it will be filled with the principle of advancement, and so that each employee who wishes to do so may advance a little every day. You can so conduct your business that it will be a sort of ladder, by which every employee who will take the trouble may climb to riches himself. And given the opportunity, if he will not do so, it is not your fault. If you want a sewing machine, for instance, I do not mean to tell you are to impress the thought of a sewing machine on thinking substance until the machine is formek without hands, in the room where you sit, or elsewhere. But if you want a sewing machine, hold the mental image of it with the most positive certainty that it is being made, or is on its way to you. It will be thought to you by the power of the Supreme Intelligence, acting upon the minds of men. Do not forget for a moment that the thinking substance is thought all, in all, communicating with all, and can influence all. If you fix upon your consciousness the fact that the desire you feel for the possession of riches is one with the desire of omnipotence for more complete expression, your faith becomes invincible. God, the one substance, is trying to live and do and enjoy things through humanity. He is saying, I want hands to build wonderful structures, to play divine harmonies, to paint glorious pictures. I want feet to run my errands, eyes to see my beauties, tongues to tell mighty truths and to sing marvelous songs, and so on. All that there is of possibility is seeking expression through men. He wants all these things because it is himself that enjoys and appreciates them. It is God who wants to play, and sing, and enjoy beauty, and proclaim truth and wear fine clothes, and eat good foods. So you need not hesitate to ask largely. Your part is to focalize and express the desire to God. If you liked this video, don't forget hit that like button, and subscribe to this channel for more videos like this in the future. See you in the next video. Thanks for watching.